Hi und willkommen zurück zu Conway Disappearance at Dahlia View. Gut, dann schauen wir doch mal. Das war der 30.06. 30.06.54.
What about 3, 0, 0, 6?
That didn't...
What about 1, 9, 5, 4?
That's no good.
Try this. 3, 0, 5, 4.
No.
Also scheint es nicht der Geburtstag zu sein. Oder 0654. Könnte man auch noch testen. 0654. Wenn ich es denn schaffe.
Give this a go.
Was sagte ich jetzt? 0654, ne?
0, 6, 5, 4.
Not that.
Ach, Menno. Ich habe mir Zugang zu Shirleys Beruf verschafft. Jetzt muss ich Beweis finden, damit sich der Einbruch auch lohnt. Was für einen Code würde Shirley für den Tresor benutzen? Naja, gute Frage. Lady Dürr beschuldigt Shirley, sie bestohlen zu haben. Die ganzen Sachen in ihrem Pub lassen keinen Zweifel daran. Shirley hat die gleiche Spieluhr wie ihre Schwester Annabelle. Die beiden scheinen sich näher zu stehen, als ich dachte. Mr. Crow hatte recht. Shirley hat Beweise von der Polizei versteckt. Ist sie in die Sache verwickelt? Nein, ich habe ja gesehen, wie sie angegriffen wurde. Das passt nicht zusammen. Was in aller Welt hat sie vor? Shirley bereut, älter zu werden, ohne etwas in ihrem Leben erreicht zu haben. Dass ihre Schwester 30 wird, erinnert sie nur an ihr eigenes Alter. Catherine hatte recht. Levi hat zwar viel Dreck am Stecken, aber Charlotte May hat er nicht entführt. Trotzdem ist er ein Widerling und verdient, was ihm jetzt blüht.
Let's try 1, 9, 2, 4.
We're in. Well,
Bin
at
so
least
ein
the
Genie,
combination
meine
worked.
Güte.
I still have no idea what to do with this thing you threw to me.
We're going to pick that lock, Mr. Morgan.
Okay. And how on earth does one start that?
You see the hairpin?
I do.
Put that to one side. The other thing you have is called a tension wrench.
Okay.
Insert it into the lock near the bottom.
I've done that.
Now, this next part requires some patience.
Oh dear.
Put the coat hanger above the wrench and put it to the back of the lock. We're going to navigate around the lock by feel.
I'm not sure this is something I can do, Mr. Conway.
Yes, you can. Just try to be slow.
Okay.
Ach komm, im Ernst? Selbst wenn ich es nicht mache, muss ich es machen? Ich habe nicht die ganze Zeit nicht drüber nachgedacht, dass das ja nicht das Geburtsjahr ist, sondern das ist ja das Jahr, welches wir ist. Und auf einmal fiel es mir dann
Last.
ein.
I'm sorry it slipped out.
Not to worry. Just start again.
Mr. Conway, I really don't think I can do this.
Trust me. Yes, you can.
Fine, I'll try again.
Alter, wenn du jetzt jedes Mal rumheulst, ne? Wenn ich einmal
Perhaps
ausrutsche.
start again.
All right.
Schön langsam und vorsichtig. Langsam und vorsichtig. Monsieur heult sonst rum. Langsam und vorsichtig.
First one down.
You need to move the pick to the back of the lock. There are probably around 3 or 4 things to pick before you're done. Keep going.
Tu mir das
Thank you.
bitte nicht an, dass man das 4-mal machen müssen.
Second pin down.
Keep going. You're doing well.
That's 3 down.
You're almost there.
Thank you for your patience, Robert. I don't believe it. You did it. It's open.
Well done.
Right. Let's take a look inside.
Na, dann bin ich mal gespannt, ob sich das wenigstens gelohnt hat.
Oh, dear God. I think this might be what you were looking for. This is hair. Maybe dried blood, too. Does this mean... I don't understand.
What's the matter?
It's the weapon with blood on it. Did you know this was here?
I can assure you I did not.
Then what does this mean, Mr. Conway?
It could mean anything. It's best not to jump to conclusions, at least until I've had a chance to examine it further. Let me take a look.
Tja, ich würde mal sagen, der Glassplitter passt da rein.
Perfect fit.
Where is my daughter, Mr. Conway? You promised you'd find her.
Mr. Morgan, let's find out together. After searching Shirley's pub, it's clear to me that she's a person of questionable morality. The glass shard that the police found matched the small telescope perfectly. I'm positive it was the weapon used to hit Tony Morgan, but I have found no trace of Charlotte May. This is my last chance. I need to know a few more things before I accuse Shirley of anything. Shirley used Lady Doer's telescope to spy on the Morgans. Is there any evidence that places her in Lady Doer's home on the night that Charlotte May was taken? The only proof of an intruder at Shirley Downs' pub was a glass they may have smashed during the attack. Is it possible that there was no intruder? Is it possible the glass could have smashed in some other way? I've taken some excerpts from the police report I found. Can I use them to connect Shirley to the kidnapping?
So, womit fangen wir denn jetzt mal an? Wir fangen hiermit am besten an. Kann ich nachweisen, dass Shirley Downs in der Nacht am Teleskop war? Ja, regulär können wir das. Gestern war ich sturzbetrunken nach Hause gekommen. Packen wir mal darüber. Was haben wir hier? Die Verletzung lässt auf Anruf mit schweren, stumpfen Gegenstand schließen. Des Opfers sprechen dafür, dass aus Metall gefertigt war. Mehrere Sätze, Schuhabdrücke vom Tatort, männlich und weiblich. Männlich und weiblich. Angreifer könnte mittelgroße Arbeitsstiefel besitzen. Fasern, schwarz-grün, weiß. Spuren von Motoröl mit Blut vermischt sind. Winkel lässt vermuten, Angreifer kleiner als das Opfer war. Angreifer musste das Opfer und dessen Aufenthaltsort kennen. Alle Nachbarn waren dieser Nacht anwesend. Die am Tat gefunden wurden möglicherweise vom Schuhwerk unbekannte blaue Pulloverfaser, die am Körper des Opfers gefunden wurden, gehörten sie dem Angreifer. Am Tatort gefundene Rückstände eines starken Beruhigungsmittels. Kaputter Blumentopf am Tatort, wahrscheinlich vom Opfer zerschmettert. Larry Turkett mit nur einem Schuh. Ich habe sie in der Küche gesehen. Ich habe beide aus den Augen verloren. Was haben sie vor? Er kuschelt mit ihr. Katze schmeißt Mülleimer in die Gasse um. Beide im Obergeschoss. Im Schlafzimmer. Übertragen. So, regulär. Zack. Und zack. Setzen. Aufgaben meines Personals. Toilette, Damen und Herren. Grünes Blindseil. Warenlieferung. Schwarzes Bindeseil. Zimmermanns Hammer. Ein Monat für das Anzetteln einer Schlägerei am 22. Juni. Ich glaube nicht, dass es das ist, aber
I need to make sure I'm looking at all of the evidence.
ich finde es gut, dass es immer kleiner wird. Brechen. Verdächtige am Silberbruch-Einbruch auf.
Good, I was right. Now, on to the next.
Okay. Das war, hätte das Glas auf andere Weise zerbrechen können. Oh Jesus. Und hier stimmen die Weise hier mit den Auszügen des Polizeiberichts überein. Blaupullover gefunden. Kaputter Blumentopf. Wahrscheinlich vom Opfer beim Fallen zerschmettert. Braune Erdablagerung, die am Schuhring. das und das. So. 2 Wochen Getränke auf. Lebenszeit. Flüssigkeit auf Alkohol vermischt kann giftigen Dämpfen kommen. Verschwommene Sicht, Bewusstlosigkeit.
Good. Now what does the rest of it mean?
So, soweit, so gut, ne? Jetzt noch das hier. Okay, das sind nur 2.
The only proof of an intruder at Shirley Downs' pub was a glass they may have smashed during the attack. Is it possible that there was no intruder? Is it possible the glass could have smashed in some other way?
Es wäre jetzt gemein, wenn ich irgendwas nicht gefunden hätte, oder? Toilette ist für Damen und Herren, also nehmen Sie Rücksicht. Ja, natürlich.
That's it. By the police's account, Shirley had access to the same type of rope and chloroform of a sort. Match that with the telescope as an attack weapon, and I think I have all the means I need. I can even place her at the window watching over Charlotte May just minutes before she was taken. I spent so much time looking at the McKees and Harold Levy. It's Shirley. It has to be. Dear God, I hope I'm not too late. Time to gather my neighbors and share my suspicions. Put an end to this once and for all.
Na, bin ich ja mal gespannt.
I was reaching the end of my investigation. No idea if Catherine could even look me in the eye. I'd promised Tony Morgan I'd find his daughter, and I'd betrayed my own in the process. Perhaps I should have listened to Catherine and left the investigation to the police. Perhaps Tony Morgan didn't need my help. Perhaps I'd failed everyone. Only time would tell, and Shirley Downs held the key. Catherine, thank you for coming.
What do you want, Dad? I told you I didn't want to.
I promise I'm not wasting your time.
What do you want?
Please, come inside. I have something you'll want to see.
You'll forgive me if I don't believe you.
Then why did you come?
It's my job to follow up all leads.
Then, please, I'll show you what I've been working on these past few days.
These past few days you promised me you weren't investigating again. Please don't humiliate me, Dad. Christ.
Here is the main event.
Thank you all for coming. I imagine you share some notion of why I asked you here. In short, to discuss the disappearance of Charlotte May, and also to apologize to each and every one of you. I'm sure you know by now that I've been investigating every possible area of her disappearance, and that has meant looking closely at Dahlia View.
You mean spying on us?
A crude interpretation, but yes.
That's illegal. Surely.
I've broken no laws, I can assure you.
That we know of. This is an invasion of privacy. You're a police officer. How can you let him do this?
It's not illegal to ask questions, Mrs. McKee.
What about breaking and entering? How'd you feel about that? Hey?
Are you pressing charges, Mr. Levy?
We still need to address the fact that there's an attacker at
Let
large.
Mr. Conway speak. I'd rather like to see where this is going.
Well, with my apology out of the way, let's talk about what I've uncovered. Annabelle and Theo. The two of you clearly have problems of your own to work through.
The very nerve of you, Mr. Conway.
And you should have reported that dog that you hit with the car. It would have saved a lot of time, and perhaps we would have found Charlotte May by now. But I have no reason at all to think you could have taken Charlotte May.
I could have told you that if you'd asked.
I have nothing more to say to the two of you. Lady Doa, I thank you for permitting me to search your home, but on reflection, you really should pay more attention to whom you employ to clean your estate.
Hindsight is a blessing.
I don't think you had anything to do with Charlotte May's disappearance. It's a shame that your home was violated in such a way. Again, I extend my apologies that you've been dragged into this.
Water under the bridge, Mr. Conway.
Harold Levy. You don't like me very much. I can live with that. You said it yourself. As long as I pay my rent on time, we won't have a problem. In the future, it might do you well to extend that courtesy to neighbors going through certain hardships. Well, not every problem can be solved with your fists. I believe you owe Mr. Morgan an apology.
What's he talking about?
God knows.
Other than that, I found nothing to think you capable of such a terrible act as kidnapping a girl. I have nothing more for you.
Oh, that was a waste of time then.
And finally, we come to Shirley Downs, the second victim of our unknown perpetrator. A completely innocent bystander the night that Charlotte May was taken. The perfect alibi. Were it not all based on lies and deception?
Well then.
What? No, you all saw what happened to me.
Shirley, please, let us dispense with the song and dance.
Shirley? What is he talking about?
I have no idea, Annabelle. I can assure you of that. Just what on earth are you getting at, Mr. Conway?
I bloody know it. You've always been a dark horse.
Shut up. I had nothing to do with Charlotte May's disappearance, I promise you.
Mr. Conway, I think you might have made a mistake.
Catherine, would you mind?
Please, I think it's time we talk to Miss Downs alone. Could we have the room?
I think I should stay. She's my sister and she needs
Mrs. McKee, please. Everyone, in fact. Leave now.
I think it's best you leave too, Mr. Morgan. Don't worry, I'll update you later on this evening once I know more.
Shirley,
I'll be fine, Annabelle. They're making a huge mistake. Just do as the police officer says.
I'm afraid that means you too, Mr. Levy.
No way. I would have missed this if you paid me.
Get out, you fool.
This what you wanted, was it?
How very disappointing. Good work, Mr. Conway.
Ich mag die Alte.
Shirley, please take a seat. Now, where should I begin?
Look, I don't know what this is about, but I think you made a huge mistake. I'm sorry. Catherine, is it? Can you talk some sense into him?
I think we should hear what he has to say.
This is ridiculous.
If you have nothing to hide, then surely you'd relish the chance to prove your innocence.
You watched me get attacked. That proves that the kidnapper is still out there.
Well, let's start there then, shall we?
Fotoglas, Splitter, Fernglas. Fangen wir mit dem Fernglas.
How will you explain this, I wonder?
Perhaps you want to explain how you found that, without breaking the law.
I'm sure it will come to that. But for now, we're talking about you. You have nothing to say? There's no getting around this, Shirley.
You're not listening. It wasn't me. What's that supposed to be?
Why don't you tell me? It was found in your pub.
So what? Lots of people drink there every day. Glasses smash. I don't know what's special about a piece of glass.
It sounds plausible.
Well, there you have it.
Well, Mr. Crow didn't seem to think so. He told me you took it from the police evidence room.
Prove it.
I intend to. I'm sure Mr. Crow will be willing to testify. Let's move on. What do you have to say about this?
You've been watching me. Annabelle was right. This is an invasion of privacy.
Well, isn't that what you wanted?
What are you talking about?
Well, for someone to see your charade. The whole business with the so-called intruder. You set the whole thing up.
What a ridiculous thing to say. How could I have? Why would I?
You did it so that Tony Morgan would see you as the victim, and therefore not as his attacker. I saw you too. I'll admit, you were very convincing.
This is all in your mind, Mr. Conway. You have no evidence at all.
Well, we'll see. Let's continue, shall we? Well, I suppose that's that. Catherine, is what you've heard enough to arrest Miss Downs?
I'm sorry, it's not conclusive enough, I'm afraid.
Well then, I suppose I was wrong. I should have gone with my gut and accused Annabelle.
What?
Again, I'm sorry I've wasted your time. Catherine, can you see if Annabelle is still close by?
Wait, Mr. Conway. What could you possibly think Annabelle has to do with this?
Well, I shouldn't discuss this with you, but all those late nights whilst Thea was gigging, no one able to verify her whereabouts. And then, of course, there's the matter of the, well, like I said, I shouldn't discuss this with you. I apologize, Miss Downs. Let's see if we have enough to arrest your sister.
Wait.
What is it?
For God's sake. I hid the telescope in my safe, but I was hiding it for someone else.
The truth, Shirley, or this conversation is over.
Okay, I hit Mr. Morgan, but I swear I thought he was someone else.
I'll see what your sister has to say about that.
I'm telling you the truth. Annabelle had nothing to do with it.
Where is Charlotte May?
I didn't take her. That's why I hid the telescope in the first place, so the police wouldn't suspect that I took her.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
I didn't take Charlotte May.
So let me get this straight. And it's very important that you're clear.